All right, Jesus. What am I doing now? I'm watching your screen.
Yeah.
All right.
You watching it? Oh, there we go. That's the sound I was waiting for. All right.
The sigh of capitulation.
The bloop bloop bloop.
Oh.
Don't worry, it gets worse.
I mean, it's pretty whatever right now. Does this get funny? Because like I feel like now you're trolling me, and like this actually gets funny.
It's not.
He's really vague.
Oh, it's the kind of vague that you need. They should call this song Dog Whistle.
This is like. This is so vague.
I know he's trying to appeal to though.
He's like trying to appeal to everyone and no one. He's like, could this be you? I don't know.
He had a statue coming down. Then I was like, hold on a second.
If it's you.
This is like the MAGA anthem.
Oh man. What? My generation's blameless. Go fuck yourself.
If you're an immigrant and you try to change your country,
better not make it mine.
Surprised he didn't talk about kneeling for the national anthem.
I'm trying to think of the lyrics for that.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? He's talking about the song Born in the USA. You're just tired of that song?
He's literally talking about everything and nothing. He's a Time Lord.
Holding back your tears, yeah.
Dude, this is actually like impressive how vague this song is, but also how like specific it is at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I know exactly what he's saying. He's talking about statues coming down.
Oh yeah, dude, I mean like it's obviously like it's like I'm an outraged conservative, but can't explicitly say it.
I can't come out and say the things that I hate about immigrants and people that are different from me.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't play well on the radio, you see.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about. Oh my god, is that the guy? Oh my god, that's the guy! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, let's read the comment section. If America falls, there is no other place to run to. Ronald Reagan. Oh my God, it's the other quote. When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. Thomas Jefferson. This is Patriot 76 said that. J-Rod says, awesome and amen. And then Elite Team Killer. I lost 50 plus court cases, so I'm going to invade the U.S. Capitol. Michael Bush. It was stolen, maybe not at the polls, but by the media and so many other ways over a 4-year span.
He wrote polls with an E.
All the poles, the North Pole, the South Pole,
the flagpole.
This guy just wrote out the whole Pledge of Allegiance in the comment to the fucking.
He like lowercase I at the very beginning.
No, it's not lowercase. It's quotation marks.
It looks lowercase. It looked lowercase.
And she said, "I also pledge allegiance for the."
Why
flag.
is I in quotes though?
I don't know. I don't know why it's in quotes.
And he's like, "This is the quote," and I improvised the rest.
So I kind of riffed on it for a little bit and brought it on home with Justice for All.
Never forget
Idaho.
Thomas Jefferson said "I," but I think he also meant all this other stuff.
Yeah. By I, he meant white slave-owning men. Idaho Trump Dog says, sadly, black people don't think, so neither does our young children are going to college. They didn't even know what that means. Isn't that scary? Where do they learn from? I mean, they're millenniums or 20 years old. Do the parents know what's going on in school at that time? Being indoctrinated early on, unbeknownst to us. So angry and use any punctuation at all.
This guy definitely had like shit coming out of his butthole when he typed this.
I gotta type in all his hatred real quick.
He's like, time to take a shit and go on YouTube. And then like he was like writing this comment like right as he was pushing.
Yeah, this was a ride. I enjoyed
thank you
this.
so much, Aaron, for singing this at the Cannon's Own show today.
Yeah.
What a comment.
Wow, just beautiful.
Trump Force One with the "Don't Tread on Me" icon.
Trump Force One. You're not the only one, brother. We the people are pissed off. U.S.
Well,
yeah,
I have to say that song wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, it's not something I would like listen to, but I thought it was going to be like some shitty rap or something like that, and I was like,
Oh no, I didn't think it's worse than like shitty rap. It's just so like insincere and pandery, and it's like just vague enough for you. Yeah, like you said, it's super vague, but like you know what he's talking about.
For sure, you know what he's talking about.
And like we can see it in the comments section, like how fucking how worked up people get over shit. Like fucking, I want that Confederate statue in my hometown. We have to remember slavery.
You know, I don't know. It's like hard to like figure out like how people get these perspectives or like why they so vehemently like embody and defend them. And like part of me can't help but feel like it's contrarian to a degree.
Yeah, I can see that. This is what the mainstream media wants you to think. And that's why I think the opposite.
Yeah, it's like I kind of get it. It's like, okay, I get it that like the left is also like really dogmatic and like they're not really like leading with the best foot forward. But instead of then like trying to like have a more nuanced take on what they are saying that they and the parts that like they disagree with, they're just like, you know what? It's easier to just go all the way in the opposite direction. And and I guess maybe that's because it's like it's more gratifying to like piss people off and annoy them rather than actually uh like have a civil debate about things where you try and like
because like we live
understand
in
where
a
people are
culture
coming from.
where sensationalism is like more appealing than like
Yeah,
nuance. So
that's 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 what it seems like to me. It's like it just
like,
I
would
don't.
Steven Crowder have as many viewers if he's like, I have an actual intellectual like conversation with people who are well educated on the subjects that we're talking about? Or
I don't know. I don't
would you rather
know.
see Steven Crowder dunk on college freshmen who aren't political science majors about
Yeah,
like some
I mean,
stupid bullshit using like straw man arguments? Because
I
that's what
re-
I would rather watch.
I really like miss that YouTube boat. The
Yeah.
one that was like poning liberals and conservatives. I maybe is it because people are getting like more political like when they're younger? Because like I remember doing when I was in my young 20s, like I did not give a fuck about politics, all.
It really has to
And
do with like the last 4 or 5
the last
years.
election, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's because like when Obama was in office, it kind of felt like all the political turmoil kind of like subsided because it's like Bush was such fucking like nightmare.
Yeah.
And nightmare is maybe like too much of an embellishment. Like, but Bush was a disaster. Like, his whole presidency can really be encapsulated in that moment where like we got bombed and he just like kept reading to children at a school,
Yeah.
like didn't know what to
Yeah.
do.
Or what about that
Like,
time that someone threw a shoe at him at a press conference? That was pretty fun.
yeah, so the shoe throw paralyzed at the kids' school is like
Yeah.
is the president is, you know. So and then he got us in a war with like Iraq and Afghanistan, and that was just all like really bad.
Yeah.
And so I still wasn't like very like politically engaged at the time, but I was just like, God, I can't believe. And like he was also kind of dumb. Like he really didn't have a great like presence on the world stage. He seemed very stupid and simple. He was just a mystery that he could even be like elected or whatever. But like, and then like Obama gets in and it's like, oh, here's some like polish and sophistication and eloquency or eloquency. I think eloquency is the right word, right?
Eloquence. It's
Yeah.
eloquence. Yeah.
Yeah, to like the presidency that like was sorely lacking for like the past couple years. And he presided over like a gigantic corporate bailout, which wasn't good, but like he was coming in at the time where the country was. That's another thing about Bush, right? It's like Bush left on the fucking tail end of the global recession, and so like that was another thing. So like Obama really did kind of feel like a restoration of kind of like peace in the political spectrum. So I think that also caused me to kind of like disengage and like not pay attention. He really like placated my sense of alarm in that sphere. And I was like, oh, things are like mostly fine. I'm like, it's a black guy, which we haven't had. So like looks like we're going in the right direction. He doesn't seem like an idiot, so he'll probably do well. I wasn't paying too much attention to like the fact that like Goldman Sachs was like stacking his cabinet and shit like that. I still wasn't like on the radar that much because in 2008 he he became president in 2009, right? So like I had just turned 20. So yeah, that was pretty much me. Like I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep for the next 8 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need to pay attention to any of this stuff. It seems like Jesus took control of the wheel again. So
Yeah. Thank God.
I'm willing to let him steer.
And put Jesus back in schools like it needs to be.
Yeah, and so I guess I can see the last that last election cycle was really kind of like, oh fuck, like this is where we're going. Like it's between like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. It's like,
It would be, yeah.
So
if it was up to me, there would be a statue of Jesus Christ on the cross, just covered in blood, just the goriest thing you've ever seen, just getting whipped by like this huge Roman, like super buff, like this guy. I didn't know if they had steroids in ancient Rome, but this guy was on them. and
Like,
he is just whipping the shit out of Jesus Christ. And, and yeah,
Jesus
every
is like
classroom would have
begging.
that. And Jesus is what?
He's begging. He's like denouncing like his own God to get them to stop. He
No,
like
it's like
didn't realize his faith was gonna be wavered, but like he's just getting beaten so badly.
He's really questioning it. Yeah. I always imagine that he was just like his back is turned, but he's like looking back, like so, like he doesn't want to get whipped, but he knows like that's what he has to do for like God or whatever, and so he like secretly likes it a little bit, and he like wants him to wants him to go harder on him. I don't know. That's just like like on top of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh no! Don't whip me that hard.
What do?
Yeah. So yeah, if it was up to me, it would be that, and then the curriculum would only be out of the Bible. There would be no science, none of that like man-made science, because we know that science is all fake. God told us all of the information that He wants us to know, and He put it in the Bible. So yeah, that's my take on it. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
You're brave. Just speaking your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like I can see why the whole like political ownage kind of thing caught on. It just seems like that was that time like 5 years ago, especially with like because like it really put both sides of the political spectrum in like really contentious positions where it's like, well, now you're a progressive and you have to defend Hillary Clinton like right to the presidency, and now you're a conservative and you have to defend like Trump's right to the presidency, and it's like, oh fuck, well you everyone's gonna hard commit to these ideals because no one wants to not vote. Like that's like a big thing with people is like people would rather like vote at the end of the day for something that is really shitty rather than not at all and like demand better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I've always thought that like people want to vote for the winner, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like a big thing is and it really keeps them like you know, like if I don't vote and he wins, it's like, oh man, I didn't vote for the fucking winner or like whatever. And it's like, yeah, but you know, you should really like, I don't know. It's also kind of tricky because like not voting doesn't necessarily like accomplish anything other than like you really like symbolically like voicing your dislike.
Right, but like I mean, it comes up all the time. They're like, oh, there's like 300 million Americans, and maybe there's like 250 million that are like eligible to vote, and only like 100 million voted. So like they know, they're aware that not everybody votes, but like that doesn't really change anything. So I don't know if that's like an effective method of like protest.
Like that's the thing is like once the candidates get on the ballot, there's nothing you can do to stop them from like getting, like it's going to be one of the two, you know?
Yeah.
But let's say that let's say that enough people like don't vote that like a state that's normally blue like flips red, or that a state that's normally red flips blue, you know? Like that would really send like a message. Be like, oh shit, we actually like put a candidate up that people dislike so much that like this one state that we were counting on winning like actually fucking lost. Now, I don't know if that actually gets them to like change you know, like their strategy going into the next thing, or they're just like, well, we'll just get like a more like polished candidate, like another Obama or something like that.
I think that we're outside of the time when that matters.
Oh, again, yeah, like, I mean, like, yeah, I'm talking more of like this would have had to happen like years ago.
Yeah, this is like we're We're living, it's either pre-2016 or post-2016. That's where we're at. We're in post-2016, by the way, if you
Yes,
don't know what year it
yeah,
is.
we are definitely post 2016. Yeah, no, I'm very much like I believe that we are just we are just on like a crash course for whatever consequences are awaiting all the things that we've done.
Yeah.
Because like we have a lot of fucking debt and we're not like pushing back against like China and all like we're like using the internet to like manipulate and take advantage of our populace rather than like enriching them or upholding them in any kind of meaningful way. And that just can't go. Like that's why you get fucking like riots on the Capitol and shit like that. And that's like only going to continue to like happen in like frequency and stuff as we go further. And as we've seen, the only response that the government has to things like that is not like, well, let's conduct some kind of like, investigation into like why people feel like this and what we're doing to foment this kind of, behavior and sentiment. It's like, no, let's just get more guns and more guards to hold them and put them in these strategic places so that it deters people with the threat of violence from doing it again. And like that's basically like the path that we're going down. And we might it's not it's not super great to think about it like this, but like we may have like crossed a threshold where like we can't actually unwind this anymore. We may have like completely like locked ourselves in.
Oh, yeah. We're locked in. We're strapped in. We're ready to go. Like, I got all my guns at home. Okay, I've got an AR-78 with a bolt action 42, and I loaded up with 37s.
Great. That when
when
the police shoot you, they won't have to. Yeah, and it's like great when the police shoot you, they won't have to plant a weapon on you.
Right.
I'm sure you've kept the receipts too, and now that'll make their fucking case even easier.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever hear about people talking about guns? It's like, what are you talking about, man? It's yeah, and then they're like, I put the ACOG sight on it, and I zeroed it out, and I went out and shot a can. I shot a can. That's like what I do on the weekends. I go out into the desert and put a bullet inside of a can and like shoot at some trash. And it's entertaining for me. That's my standard of entertainment is like shooting at a fucking water bottle.
Yeah, I don't know. Like gun people, they love their guns. That's just
Yeah, you can't take them away from me. It's my God-given right. Jesus Christ said that men should have guns and all men are created equally.
Yeah, Jesus is famously quoted for saying, "Pass me that beer can and that AR-15."
Jesus was an American. He was from Texas. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Jesus is famously quoted for saying, "Pull," as they shot a discus into the air. And he took it out with one shot blindfolded from behind his back.
Yes, Matthew chapter 11, verses 36 through 49, where he shoots the clay pigeons and then buys everyone around a Miller Lite.